Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I am on Arigon, which is a brand new RSPS. In today's video I'll be showcasing some of the amazing features that this RSPS has to offer. Now before we get into that, I do want to announce a really juicy giveaway. As you can see in my inventory, I got two $25 bonds, meaning there will be two winners winning one of these bonds each. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is make sure you are subscribed, make sure to turn on notifications, make sure to leave a like and comment your in-game name down below. The winners will be picked in just about 2 days. As always, they will be announced in my community Discord, in the service Discord, and on my pinned comment. Links of Discords are down below in the description, so definitely make sure you join those. So of course, whenever you create an account on Arigon, you will have different game modes that you have to select between. And as you can see, it's some really interesting ones because you have Spawn, Adventurer, and then of course 4 different Iron Man modes, starting off with Spawn. As you can see from the description, this is a normal mode for casual players who want to jump straight into PvP action. This mode offers no combat training and instant access to various free items. This mode also comes with a pre-made bank layout filled with supplies and armor, everything that you would need for your start at your massacre. Of course, this does not have any restrictions either. Your lux is 0% boosted, you got a maxed out account, and skills are boosted by 20 times. You are allowed to trade, and I believe that is steel, or I don't know what this one is. Spawn, obviously, my bad. And then you got the adventurer, which is very much the same because you will also be able to trade. However, your combat experience will be gained by 250 times the normal experience, skilling 25 times, and you got that 3% luck increase. Of course, you are not able to spawn with this game mode, and of course you are not able to jump instantly into PvPing, but I think this is really interesting as well, especially because the combat rates are so high that you have a very nice chance of maxing out your melee stats anyways in a short amount of time. Moving on from that, you got the 4 Iron Man modes right here, with regular, ultimate, hardcore, and group Iron Man. Group Iron Man, of course, being with a group of different Iron Men coming together. I'm not going to go through each of these game modes, but of course they do have the regular restrictions where you're not able to spawn items, you're not able to trade other players, you cannot pick up any items from other players, and you can also not use the market space, so you do have to keep that in mind whenever you are creating one of these accounts. Personally, I would go with Adventurer. So we're gonna start off with the home area, but before we do that, I do want to mention one little thing, and that is that the server has been released since April the 7th of 2023, so it's only been a couple of weeks, meaning that the server is still very fresh, and also the economy, of course, being very fresh as well. Now, as you can see, it's also more of an HD feature, so it's a higher revision RSPS, which I like personally. As you guys know, higher revisions are some of my favorites. Anyway, starting off, let's start off right here at the bank area. As you can see, the home area is Edgeville, but it's customized a little bit. Starting off, we got this loot chest right here. You can actually right click rewards, and you can then see, for example, a simulator of 1000, how much you would get from opening 1000 of those, which would be that loot. You can do this for every single chest or key that you can find. As you can see right there, you can also change the simulation to, for example, let's say 10, and then you would see how much you would get from 10 of these loots, which I think is very nice to see as well. Anyways, we got the upgraded machine right next to that. In here you'll be able to upgrade weaponry, equipment, and of course miscellaneous things. For example, the volcanic whip, you got the volcanic dark bow, and also the bow of Fahrenheit. Of course, the further we go with this RSPS, the more items that will be actually added onto it. If we check out equipment, you'll see that there are already a little bit more items that you will be able to upgrade, and in miscellaneous you will also find some additional ones. For example, the mystery box, you also got the superior and God's blessing right there. Now, of course, moving into the bank, you'll just see that this is the regular banking area. You got a nice little prayer altar right there, as well as the magical altar to swap your magic spellbook and prayers. And of course, this is just to train up your prayer if you do have any bones to be able to use on them. Now, here is the teleporter. As you can see, they got a nice little custom interface. Of course, starting off with your favorites, you can add favorites and remove them if you want to. Now, since this RSPS is also mainly PvP based, player killing teleports will be right here at the top, and as you can see, there are quite a few of these that you will actually be able to use. Now there are also multiple bosses that you'll be able to fight, including some things like the Abyssal Spider, which is one of the custom bosses. This does however require 88 Slayer and also an active Slayer task, as you can see right there in the description. Now scrolling down, you'll find some additional bosses in here that you'll be able to fight. For some of these, as you can see, you will also need Slayer level requirements, but they will also give you some additional information. For example, Borg, the Bonk boss, which is very resistant to melee, but it's very nice to see that this one can actually drop a lot of money. Now there are also regular monsters that you can teleport to, of course, to train on, and also to train your Slayer on. For example, Adamus, a requirement 90 Slayer and also an active task. Then you got a bunch of dungeons, once again, just to do Slayer tasks and train your skills up. A bunch of skilling teleports with the skilling zone, which I'll showcase in a second as well. You also got, of course, the donator teleports, the donator zone, and you also have the jail zone, where you can actually view people who are in jail, which I think is interesting. Some city teleports to get around the server, some mini games here as well. You got raids, you got last man standing, zombie defender, and some other really cool custom mini games. And then of course, let's go ahead and check this skilling island, because this will be the first time I personally teleport here as well, and I do want to have a look on how nice this island is going to be. So as you can see, we just arrived at the miscellaneous area, which is not too bad. You got pretty much every single skilling activity in here. Now, of course, we do have to move on, because that was just a little part of the home area. You will also find leaderboards right here, where you can check leaderboards on multiple different things. For example, the wilderness kills. As you can see, Shako right here has a top, or the first place, with 48 wilderness kills, which is a lot of them. You also have high risk kills. For example, this is a bit more specific. Same with bounty hunter and kill streaks. Also event wins, donations, and votes, you'll all be able to check right here, which always is very nice to see. Now moving on from that, you will have the skill cape stand right here. Of course, you can just buy yourself some skill capes, and also some of these custom capes right here, which I think are very nice to see as well. Daily boards, so you have daily tasks that you will be able to complete. These will be either PvP related, monster related, or skilling related, and you also have some miscellaneous here apparently as well, that you will be able to complete every single day to get yourself a nice little reward, which you will then be able to use on the chest that is according to that key. Now anyways, moving on into this building, we got ourselves the Iron Man right here if you are an Iron Man, and also a clan master if you do want to participate in the clan. You got the Iron Man storage right there, same with the clan chest. Of course, you do need to be in a clan in order to be able to use this, and if you are in a clan, you can actually teleport to Clan Wars portal and do some clan fighting against other clans as well, which I think is very nice. Now also here you got a specific wilderness board. If you want to complete this, you can, and with that you will also get yourself some additional PK tickets if you do manage to complete all of these, of course. But as you can see, there is actually one thing that you can see. These are daily wilderness tasks, first of all, and only one person will be able to complete a certain task. For example, as you can see right here, be the first to kill 10 chaos elementals in the wilderness has been claimed by Panda. So moving on with the home area, we are going to this building. Now before we enter, we got the info desk right here. Now especially if you're a new player, this might be really interesting, because first of all, you can read the rules so you don't do anything wrong. You can check out all the commands that they have, and they also have a full-on starter guide. Now of course, whenever I press this, I will be taken to a link that's not actually in the server, so it's not an interface in the server. You'll be taken to a browser, but in that browser everything is explained on how to start off with your account, which is very nice to see. Now right here you have the obelisk of sacrifice, so pretty much you can right click, check value. For example, if I wanted to do a whip, you could see how much you would be able to actually offer a whip for. So a whip would be sacrificed for 280,000 points. Now what can you actually do with these points? As you can see, you can go to the sacrifice store, and you see that there are some boosts that you can get, as well as some equipment. Starting off, let's check out these boosts. So you can give your pet a boost, which could be, for example, luck. You can increase your luck by 5%, which will cost you 50 million of these sacrifice points, which is quite a lot, but definitely worth it, because a luck chance of 5% is a lot. So yeah, that would be very sick. Bossing tickets increased, which is also 15 million to buy, and a bunch of other boosts. I would definitely recommend going through all of these yourself, because these boosts are really nice to get. Then equipment wise, I don't actually know what this is. So you get an experience lamp, small, medium, and then also a large one. So I believe this will give you experience on pretty much every single skill. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. But anyways, moving on from that in here. Now normally I don't really showcase these shops, for example the regular shops right here, I'm not even gonna cover, but the pet shop owner right here, it's actually really interesting because you do need to insure pets whenever you get them on here. Let's say you would get a baby gazer as a drop. If you don't want to lose it whenever you die, you will have to insure it right here. Of course I do not own one, so I'm not able to, but that's really interesting to see. Also, this shop owner does an animation every once in a while where he kills a pet next to him. So yeah, you can keep that in mind, as you can see right there. Now, as you can see, we got Agent VIP right here as well. This is pretty much the donation store. The reason why I'm showcasing this is because I like the interface and how it's laid out here. Of course, you got the main, the clothing, and the gear, and all the shops have the similar interface, so that's very nice to see. Vote vendor right next to that, and then we got the achievement master and the bossing master. Now the achievement master, there are a bunch of achievements that you will be able to complete. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a second, but with some of these achievements, if you go ahead and unlock them, you will be able to get a title as well. Then you can select which color you want for the title and if you want to apply it, so that's very nice to see as well. Pretty much a nice little customization. Bossing master, of course, you will be able to get some instances here, but also you will get boss point tickets every single time that you get a kill of a boss in the server, and with those tickets you will be able to purchase some equipment and some other things in here, which always is nice to see. You can also get some really good pets here, for example this pet revenant dragon, which looks really good in my opinion. And then we got the Master of Prestige as well. So pretty much prestiging is another thing that you can do on the server. You can go through the chat logs and see how prestiging works, but let's go ahead and trade real quick. You will see that you can then spend prestige points on certain items in the store. Once again, you can also get a devoured corpse as a pet there from the prestige master, and you can also get yourself some perks just like earlier. With your prestige points you will be able to get perks, and I believe you can prestige every single skill separately, which is very nice to see as well. I'm not gonna do it right now, but then you would be able to unlock perks with a certain cost, and these perks will be very sick. Lab technician potions will be turned into a 4th dose. Let's see, Gemini for example, crafting gems will be 1 tick faster, and so on. So a lot of really interesting things in here that I would definitely recommend checking out. Now right next to that you will have this AFK camp right here. If you need to do something that has a different activity, you will be able to just use this exercise mat, mine the AFK rock, chop the AFK tree, or cook at the AFK range, and pretty much you will see this AFK exercise interface go up right here. You'll see the amount of time that passes by, you'll also see the amount of money that you earn, and you will get experience in random skills, which is very sick. So if you have to do any other activity in real life, just make sure to come here, get some money, get some experience, and get back to some nice level upgrades. You know what, actually to showcase this I'll be AFK for about 5 minutes just to show what you can get. So about 5 minutes have passed by, I made about 5k GP, but most importantly the experience. Got 25,000 experience. If I stop exercising you'll see that this has been on a variety of skills that actually managed to level up, so it's a very nice way, especially if you're a beginning player. Just make sure if you ever go AFK, make sure to use the exercise mat or any of these others to get some free easy experience. So let's go ahead and check out the Grand Exchange Clerk. As you can see, you got a nice little market space which is custom made. First of all, you can see all the recent offers that have been put in. So you can see Juggy here is putting in a lot of items at the moment to sell. Of course, you can also search for a certain item or a specific player if you want to. You can check out your history, which I do not have at the moment, but you can also manage your own store, of course, by adding in items yourself, or yeah, looking to purchase some other items from other players, of course. Moving on from that, we got this nice little tournament area right here as well. So you got these 3 little areas, and then you got the tournament portal right here as well. Now you have a right click option with help where you can see all the rules of the tournament, of course. You can also just view, just to believe, I believe spectate whenever a battle tournament is active. So you can actually view all the players, and then you can of course enter yourself to participate in the tournament if you do want to do that. Now anyways, moving on from that, let's go ahead and talk about the quest list right here, because the quest list has 4 different tabs. Of course, starting off with the server information, currently 29 players online, which is very nice to see. You also have server events. For example, the tournament is up right now, which is a hybrid tournament. You'll also see some other things like global event, clan event, wilderness hotspot, and so on, as you can see right here. So definitely make sure to scroll through here to not miss out on anything. Your own personal account information, you'll find everything right here, but what I find really interesting is this profile right here. So you can pretty much set up a profile viewer for yourself, which I think is absolutely amazing. In here you of course have all your skills, the levels, and so on. You can also check out your statistics. Speaking of the statistics of kills, deaths, and so on, bot killing, you also have monster killing and all those other things, and the adventure log. See what actually happened to your account on what date. For example, all these levels that I managed to get happened today. I can see that right here in my adventures log. Also, you can actually edit your own profile. You can select a profile image in between all of these, which I think is very nice. You can also add a custom greeting message. I just put RSPS YouTuber, and you can select the color for the message that you want to display, which I think is very nice. Just being able to actually customize your profile so much, which just amazes me. To be fair, I'm like stumbled on words. But anyways, you also have the collection log right here. In the collection log, you'll have multiple different sections, each of these having of course different rewards that you have to fill in, but also you will be able to see if you complete a collection log that you get yourself a nice little reward on top. For example, this would be 1 milk cash and one of these mystery boxes, which is always nice to see. Same goes with mini games, bosses, and so on. So very nice. Moving on to that, we got the tools right here. So we got a lot of tools actually. Starting off, I'm going to open up the loot viewer. For example, in here, if we check out the abyssal demons, you'll actually see the full drop table of the abyssal demon. You'll see that the whip is rare and then the abyssal head very rare. You can also look up a certain NPC or a specific item if you want to see what NPC drops that item. And you also have the loot simulator. I mentioned this earlier. You can always simulate the loot from any of these. Then we got the item itinerary, which pretty much, if we type whip once again, you'll actually see the stats of the whip. So the volcanic whip, for example, has a 92 slash. The value is 9.8 mil, and these are the stats about the whip, which I think is very nice. You also need 75 attack to equip it, but you can do this with any single item in game. So you can just see which items are better than the ones that you already have, or which ones are worse. Also bestiary right here. If you type, for example, Borg, which is the NPC, then you'll see all the combat stats of Borg. You'll see that his attack is level 1000, defense 1500, and so on. So he does have also a lot of HP with constitution. Now moving on, we also got the achievements. So there are a bunch of achievements in game that you will be able to complete. As you can see, 138 in total, I believe, or no, 474 in total, I believe. But anyways, as you can see, you got achievements in player killing, weapon combos, monster killing. Of course, every single achievement giving a different reward, as you can see right there. You also have miscellaneous achievements, and for example, I completed some, so I would be able to claim my reward just like that, and then open that for some additional easy cash, which is always nice to see as well. And some of these achievements are really easy to do. That's why I already completed some just by doing the server showcase for you guys. Anyways, moving on from that, we got gear spawn as well. Now, of course, this is only if you chose the game mode that allows you to spawn. If you're an adventurer, you will not be able to access this. So you can actually randomize your gear spawn that you want to. This would be melee, range, ranged, or magic. You can also just select some right here. And as you can see, it has a combat level next to it. Depending on the outfit that you select, you will also change your combat style. You can also, of course, get a quick spawn, but you can also add custom presets in here, up to, I believe that's about 10, but you also have some additional ones that you can unlock with a specific donator rank. But that's always nice to see. And yeah, just like that, you will be able to go ahead and spawn one of these sets. So let me quickly bank everything so I can showcase this. If I wanted to select main melee, just like that, I got a full main melee armor set equipped. Now, another beautiful NPC we have is the King of Arigon. If we go ahead and talk to him, you'll actually go through a nice little chat log, but the most important things are, of course, the trades and the battle pass. So if you trade, you will see that there is an Arigon point store. You'll be able to get yourself some Arigon points just throughout gameplay on the server, and with that you would be able to buy any of these items. You also have this nice little flagstaff of festivities right here that you would be able to buy if you do have 360 points, but you can also spend them on consumables like these flasks right here, which are always really nice as well. Now you can also see the battle pass if you right click, and that is something really sick. So you just gain experience by doing activities in the server. For example, I am almost level 2. Once you are level 2, you'll be able to claim yourself, of course, the free rewards. If you do want to go ahead and claim the premium rewards as well, you do have to buy the battle pass, which will cost you a total of 30,000 donated credits, which seems like quite a lot, but you can also skip tiers by just spending some low donated credits just like that as well. Now the server also has a few mini quests that you can actually go ahead and complete. For example, learning the ropes is one that I apparently already started without me even knowing this, but to secure your account, head to the quest tab and click on the account subcategory, then security. I believe if you set up everything, you'll complete this quest, get yourself some rewards. Of course, you got the standard ones like recipe for disaster. You'll be able to complete this, and you can start off by speaking to the cook. The cook is of course located in the skilling zone near the western castle. Now this quest does not have any requirements, which is always really nice. If we go to Love Ballad, for example, you'll see that this quest does have a requirement of 85 agility, which you'll have to complete before being able to start this quest. But yeah, that is a nice little 6 quests in total that you can complete as well if you want to. Now last but not least, I want to check out this custom minigame that they have on the teleport menu, which is one of the zombie minigames, and I'm really interested in this because you'll see those two fighting, the ghost and the zombie right here. If you right click, you'll be able to manage with Ghost Malone. This means that you can create your own party. Once that is done, you will have to select a role. Now of course I'm equipped in melee, so I'm gonna go with warrior. You can also be of course a ranger and a magician. Now we can now move on to actually check out or manage the party. You can invite other players if you want to, or disband the party as well. Now if we check out the rewards right here, you'll see the costume rewards. For example, if you complete wave 10, you'll be able to get a survivalist costume, and if you go all the way to wave 100, you'll have an immortal costume to claim as well. Now you can also check out high scores right here. For example, squad high scores. Let's have a look here. We got Asfire, of course, 100,000 kills, maximum points. He is the owner of the server, so I believe no legit player has actually done that. Solo high scores, the highest solo player has gone to wave 22 so far, which isn't really that high, but then again, that took him 1 hour and 17 minutes, so it did take quite a long time as well. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you are doing this. Now let me just go ahead and talk to him and see how I can actually start this this minigame. So after talking to the ghost, we get the zombie training scroll, and you will actually see that there is quite a lot to this minigame. So you have to survive as long as possible. We pretty much got that already. The priest is also a very important role because you have to keep him alive as long as possible as well to prevent a lot of demons just infiltrating you and killing you instantly. You'll also need various resources throughout the minigame. You'll see the point system, so points can be earned by killing zombies or by giving the priest resources. Points can also be used to open doors, access resources, and upgrade weapons in the minigame, so that's something really interesting. Then you got buildings, so there are various buildings that can be accessed here as well. You have to unlock these buildings that will cost you points once again, and some of these buildings will have additional resources, crates, and so on. So crates can be found within these buildings. They will give you some gears and rewards throughout the minigame. Death Wisher right here is an altar that will upgrade weapons to a hefty amount of points. Weapons can be upgraded a maximum of 3 times in total during the minigame. The Executor is one NPC that will spawn every 8 rounds. Now the amount of executioners spawned is based off the wave, so wave 8 would be 1, wave 16 would be 2, and so on. Only successfully completing the executioner wave or ability will deposit into your team storage. Sorry for that. Now the team storage can be accessed by visiting the bank booth. All members can withdraw and deposit items from there, and then you got the graveyard as well. So when a team member dies, they will be sent to the graveyard. Only another team member may recover them from the graveyard. Once all members are in the graveyard, the game will end, of course. Anyways, this is going to be where I will be ending off today's video. This was, by the way, just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more features and content on the server that if you want to check it out, you would have to log on for yourself, because otherwise this video would be insanely long. And I feel like the video has already stretched out for about 20 minutes. But anyways, this is where I will be ending off today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you didn't already. Also, make sure to enter the giveaway. I'll be catching you guys in my next video. So take care and peace.